All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Mutant Island live stream. Thank you guys so much. This is the third official live stream for Mutant Island. We're going to be talking a lot about what's going on with the project in this live stream, sharing a new mutant that I put together for all of you to showcase some of the new features that we're going to have for the characters and everything like that for the NFTs. So I'm really excited to share that. In addition to that, apologies, had a little bit of audio start playing. In addition to that, I'm also going to be showcasing a concept sketch. This is the first concept sketch that I have done for the actual Mutant Island. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys today. And as always, we're going to have another phrase at the end of the live stream for the island cruise list. And for those of you who don't know, the island cruise list is our whitelist. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on notifications and hit that like button too on the live stream. That way, you guys can be notified whenever we do these live streams, and you guys can make sure to tune in as my dog coughs after drinking water. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's see, Andrew, very excited for this project. Currently multitasking from work. Trust me, I know how that is. That's what I was doing earlier while I was watching the Dronies live stream. Also, Chupacabra, hello, Chupacabra. Hope you're doing well. Grav water, perfect timing. Just started my lunch break. I'm glad that's what I'm currently doing right now. Actually, let me go ahead and hit my notification. I'm doing my lunch break right now, so that we are good to go. We're going to start doing these live streams hopefully every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where we're going to be streaming at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to do that for the next couple of weeks and see how that goes. Hopefully, I don't have any meetings that pop up that might take me away from doing that. So hopefully, we're going to stick to this schedule moving forward. And then I'm also going to be doing Twitter Spaces throughout. Let's see. What's up? I'm finally got in one. Thank you so much, Zach. Zach Attack. Nice name. I really like that's a cool name there. Yeah, so for those of you just turning in, quick little reminder. Please, if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to it. Make sure that you're following Mutant Islands on Twitter. And in today's live stream, we are going to be sharing some new insights into what Mutant Island, the actual island itself, actually looks like. So I'm really excited to share with you guys this new concept sketch. It's very simplified. There will be more renditions of this, more changes, more things to come. But this is the first sketch that I have done for the actual island itself. And even last night, I was up doing a lot of writing for the storyline behind Mutant Island. So I'm really excited for that. Let's see. Zach is a Dronies legend. Yes, I remember Zach from Twitter, and I think I saw you in the Dronies Discord. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for jumping in. Oh, okay. So Zach is the one with the Dronies tattoo. I I have to say I really hope no one gets a Mutant Island tattoo. I mean, it would be cool if anyone's interested in that. I'll send you a file, but that would be really interesting. I've never had someone get a tattoo of a logo that I have created, so that would be really interesting. Please, guys, don't do that. But it's really cool. I love your tattoos, Zach. All right, awesome. So, as always, with any of these live streams, if any of you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I'll answer them while we're going through, while I'm sharing stuff, while we're creating things. I just want to make sure that everybody has any potential, questions answered about the project, about NFTs, and about just creating in general. Because that's what I'm definitely here for, is to help create, but also help to inform and educate everybody as much as I can. LOL, send it to me on Twitter. I don't know. I might send it to you, but I will. Oh my God, if you got a tattoo of that, that would be crazy. That would be amazing and crazy at the same time. Not calling you crazy, but wow. All right, awesome. So let me do a quick poll here to see what you guys would like to see first. Would you like to see the new mutant that we put together so you guys can see some new features, or would you rather jump in and take a look at Mutant Island? Go ahead and let me know down in the chat. and then we'll get started. While I'm waiting for feedback, I'm going to take a quick drink of water because talking so much can definitely dry out my throat. And sorry about that. My dogs are barking. I'm going to mute myself real quick if I can. Okay. Stop it. It wouldn't be a live stream without something like that happening. Also, today I'm wearing my Adobe Illustrator badge hoodie. This is something I created on Cotton Bureau. I really am excited that I was able to make this into a hoodie. I don't care if anyone buys them. I just am excited that I get to actually wear it myself. Let's see. Zach Attack either works for me. Chupacabra says island, island, island. 100,000% island. Been really looking forward to the island design. Okay, so then we will jump in to the island so you guys can see a sneak peek. Ready? Here we go. Here is the sneak peek of the island. Now, like I said, this is an early concept. This is a sketch. This is not the final end all be all, but it does include a lot of elements about the island that I'm excited to share with all of you. Let's see. Chupacabra Peter changes diapers on Twitter Spaces. Can't be stranger than that. Yes, that would be really interesting to be doing during a Twitter Space. So, all right. So here is the island. Take a look. Take take it all in. This is the first concept sketch for the island itself. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about a few different features of the island. Now, first off and foremost, the island is man-made. It is not an artificial, or would artificial be the right word? It is not a naturally occurring island. It is floating and it is constantly moving. It is not a standalone island that just like is right in the middle of the ocean or an ocean or a sea or whatever it is. It is actually moving and is constantly going around the entire Earth to stay out of the clutches of the society. If you guys remember, if you guys listen to the Twitter Spaces, or I might have even mentioned it in the last live stream, I can't remember, the society is one of the antagonists. It's not the primary antagonist, but it is an antagonist for the storyline with Mutant Island. And so they are constantly moving. As you guys can see in the bottom of the island, there's a total of 4 turbines that keep the island moving and pushing along ocean currents and Gulf Streams and things of that nature. Let's see, that's awesome. Reminds me of Mysterious Benedict Society. I like your style. Floating island. Yes, so the island is not only floating, not only moving, but it also is constantly growing. So that means that what you guys see in like the first renditions of the island doesn't mean that necessarily that is going to be the only version or only look of the island, because it's constantly expanding, constantly growing as we get more mutants on the island and more new pieces of technology. Now, I am not by any means a scientist. A lot of the science in Mutant Island is quite a bit of fantasy and a lot of my imagination. So some of the things that you guys are going to hear, it's not going to sound plausible. It's not going to sound 100% real, but it is going to be fascinating nonetheless. So the main power source of Mutant Island is actually the volcano, the artificial volcano in the center of the island, which is actually a cold fusion, believe it or not, cold fusion reactor developed by Dr. Mutant and one other person that we're going to eventually share as we go along. It'll make a lot more sense as we share it. That is not the only power source, but that is where the island pulls its main power to propel it through the waters, as well as pulling power to help create the actual mutants themselves. There's also wind turbines that are used to help power secondary aspects of the island. The island is not just above the surface, it is below the surface as well. Let's see, Andy. Hello, people. Thank you so much for tuning in, Andy. I really appreciate it. Andrew, what makes this NFT space so special is it allows for imagination to be brought to life. Yes, I have said in a lot of these streams, a lot of the two Twitter spaces that I've done so far, all of this has come directly from my imagination, and it's something that I've been thinking about and building for over 10 years. I was actually talking to my wife last night about it, and the original story for this came about probably in 2000, 2002, 2003. So it's actually closer to 20 years in the making. And so to actually see this and to see like the characters be brought to life is really really amazing. So I'm very excited about that. Hello, Santiago. Thank you so much for tuning in. And by the way, thank you so much, Andrew, for saying that. I really appreciate it. With this whole project, I want to make sure that this feels unique, that it feels very imaginative, and it's not just beholden to science or to reality with everything in here. So you're going to see a lot of cool things pop up, but you are going to see a lot of real life situations. The backstory for Dr. Mutant is somewhat tragic, but he uses that tragedy to push himself forward and to continue with all of his goals. Let's see, Chupacabra, is that a biodome in the middle where's Pauly Shore Mutant? I actually love that. Biodome is one of my favorite Pauly Shore movies. People hate Biodome. I love Biodome. And yes, you are seeing a Biodome. There is going to be a bit on that in the future. I am going to have something special with the Biodome. We don't have it just yet figured out. We also have an Astronomy Tower and a communications array as well. This is where Dr. Mutant is able to send out those tweets like you guys saw last night on Twitter, as well as a little extra new character. I am going to announce a new character right now. I wasn't planning on it, but I think it'd be fun to announce this new character who is also on the island. That's right. Dr. Mutant is not alone on the island, not just with all of his mutants, but there is one other person. There is a stowaway on the island. And this stowaway has been there ever since he first launched the island in the past, and he has tried to stay downwind from Dr. Mutant. He's trying to, be secretive and not let him know that he is there watching. He is the watcher of Mutant Island, and his name is Tiberius Sturmgard the Fourth, Esquire. Yes, long name. You can just call him Tiberius or the Watcher. But he is a new character that we're announcing here live on the live stream, and I'm excited to be sharing that with all of you. This is a new character that kind of was developed over time to give you guys a glimpse of what's going on beyond just the view of Dr. Mutant or the mutants or even the antagonists that you guys are going to be introduced to later. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear more about this, and I hope you guys are too, with new characters coming about. I'm going to be working, I actually currently am working on a sketch for Tiberius, for the Watcher, and I'm hopefully going to be sharing that in the next live stream, either Monday or maybe a little bit later in the week. It depends on how much I get done this weekend. Let's see, Andy says, whoop whoop, thank you so much. Rutro, a stowaway. Don't worry, the stowaway's fine. I will tell you guys this. He thinks that he's being sneaky. He thinks that he has been, staying one step ahead of Dr. Mutant for all this time. Dr. Mutant actually knows about him. He doesn't care. He's like, you know what? He's not hurting anybody. People think that he's a nut job. I'll just leave him alone and everything like that. It's a really funny little thing, and I'm excited to be able to have this little character in here who hopefully will add a little bit of joy to this whole story. Let's see. I got to go, but it's nice that you share your depth of workflow. Going to check it out later. Thank you so much, Gus, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the playback. Andrew, is there a specific way these mutants get to the island, or do they originate there? So the mutants originate on the island. They are created by Dr. Mutant. The process will be shared in a future date. There are a lot of sketches, a lot of like storytelling that's going around on how they are created. I will say this, that the original mutants there were 4 original mutants, and they were created in a lab accident. But that's the maximum I'm going to share on that right now. I've probably given a little bit too much away as it is, but without context, I don't think it's too much information. But yeah, so all the mutants originate on Mutant Island, and they actually do go out into the world. Dr. Mutant actually stays completely on the island. He does not leave. He does not go anywhere except for where the island goes. So that's a little bit of extra storyline there as well. Let's see. Tiber the Watcher, does he have a Twitter? He does have a Twitter. It's not fully set up yet. No avatar. There is a little bit of background information. I believe the Twitter account is at Mutant, MEWTANT_Watcher. And you should see the name Tiberius Sturmgard the Fourth Esquire in the actual profile. So definitely, please, by all means, go follow him. He will probably be starting up next week, posting little updates about the island, and it should be, pretty fun. It's going to be almost like a conspiracy theorist type of account, so I'm really excited about that. Let's see. I was just going to ask the same thing. Yes, he does have it, and there is a. Let's see. We have the Mutant Island account. We have the Dr. Mutant account. We have the Tiberius the Watcher account. There is a 4th account out there. Again, just like Tiberius, it hasn't been fully set up yet. It is an account for the antagonist. So I'm really excited to share that with all of you in the near future. Right now, again, it's not going to be shared quite yet. We're going to be slowly rolling these things out over the next couple of weeks. One new character at a time, one new bit of storyline at a time. But please feel free to keep following and keep following us on this entire journey that we're taking with this project. I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. Let's see, Santiago, it would be fun to have a character inspired by the community. Yes, so there's going to be not only mutants that are going to be created, inspired by ideas from everybody in the community, but we will have some additional characters brought in that connect to both the protagonist, Dr. Mutant, and the antagonist, name to be disclosed later. Almost thought I was going to give that one away. Not yet. So there will be some characters that I will ask the community for help in kind of like creating not only the characteristics of them, but also the look and feel as well. And those will probably be characters that we create live during the stream for you all to check out, for you all to help, in the chat and everything like that. Great questions, by the way, guys. Thank you so much for asking them. So to go back to the island itself, to look at or to talk about what we've got here. In addition, like I said, there's the Astronomy Tower, which is to the left of the volcano. We have the communications array. We have wind turbines that bring the secondary power. Main power source is the cold fusion volcano. I know it was something I thought about when I was a kid. I love the idea of it, and I had to put it into the project. And then also, if you'll notice at the bottom, underneath the water, we have 3 submarine doors here that allow for the transportation to and from Mutant Island. I'm still figuring out a lot of stuff on like how to hide the island and things like that right now on the top of my head, or the way that I've been thinking about it over the years is to have some sort of electromagnetic shield that goes around the island, which helps keep it off of radar, keep it out of the view of satellites, drones, and things like that. Dronies. Okay. So that's where we're at right now with Mutant Island. Like I said, I'm going to be developing this a lot more over the course of the next few weeks, and I'll share updates as we go along. We'll probably have more detailed sketches of different parts of the island, including like the Astronomy Tower, the biodome that Chupacabra mentioned in the middle, the array, the living quarters for the mutants themselves, as well as the internal workings of the island. I'm going to be working on a cross section of this so you guys can kind of get an idea of what everything looks like, as well as maybe different rotations of the island as well. So a lot of cool stuff is coming. Let's see. Did anyone find Tiber on Twitter? I have the cron, and so I am a little foggy. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Chupacabra. Hope you feel better. Rocky, can you give it to us again? Sure, I will actually type it into the chat if you guys want to find it. Let me know if this works. If it doesn't, I'll have to go back in and look and see if what the correct spelling is. But it should be at mutant_watcher. That should be the name. Let me make sure. Let me go jump into my Twitter real quick so I can make sure that I'm giving you guys the correct name. Yep, that should be it. That will be for Tiberius Sturmgard the Fourth Esquire. I love coming up with fun names. My dogs even have crazy names. My oldest dog is Bailey Joseph Bartholomew Rourke the Third. And my little dog here, who I don't think you guys can see him because the camera is too high up. He's over here getting pets from me. His name is Enzo Benedito Juan Ramirez Rourke II. If you guys have ever seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, you'll know that one of the characters, I believe he's the ugly character in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Tuco Benedito Juan Ramirez, took that name. So had a little fun with it. I am loving this vision. Feels like a kid again. That's the whole point. At least for me, it's to really push out my imagination, push out my creativity, and be able to share this with all of you. I don't know about a lot of you, but I have always had a big imagination. Even though I'm turning 32 this year, I still have a huge imagination. I always have stories coming through. Excuse me while I take a sip of water. One of the ways that I actually help myself fall asleep at night is by kind of telling myself bedtime stories in my head, where I have probably about a dozen different storylines that are constantly going, constantly evolving, constantly changing. And Mutant Island is actually part of one of those storylines. So when I say that I've kind of been putting this together for 10, 20 years, I actually am serious. Like, this is one of the stories I tell myself as I'm falling asleep, and it constantly is changing. I've probably had about 20 years worth of Mutant Island running through my head at all times. So it's really fun. It's really interesting. Let's see. Hey, what you working on today? Willie knows. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're doing more of sharing today than actually creating live. So for instance, right here we have Mutant Island, the first official sketch for the island, to kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm visualizing with it. Be sure, if you're just tuning in, to go back and watch the replay so you can hear a ton of more information. I don't want to go through and rehash everything, so that's, new and fresh for everyone else. Let's see. Santiago, you are good at giving names. I try to be. Coming up with just the name for Mutant Island was definitely very difficult and took many days, many pages in my notebook, a lot of research. That was actually the interesting thing. A lot of research into the naming process, into the history of words and things like that. And that's where Mutant Island came from, this actual spelling of Dr. Mutant's last name. Let's see. Still can't find Tiber. No worries. If you send me a DM, Chupacabra, I'll go ahead and share it with you. Maybe it's the fact that he might not be live yet. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll try to share that with you. Willie, my man, all the Dronies peeps are... Oh, thank you guys so much. I'm glad to see that so many people from Dronies are jumping into Mutant Island. If you guys don't know, for those of you who might be new to the space, Peter Del Tondo, the co-founder of Dronies, is actually my partner in this. He's helping me get the project set up. I'm doing the majority, pretty much all of the creative, all of the artwork and everything like that, and he's helping a lot with the back end and getting the whole project set up for success. So let's see. Cool. We'll go back through the old vids. Love the submarine aspect underneath the island. Yes, it was something where I figured a boat probably wouldn't make a whole lot of sense with an island that's continuously moving. So submarines made the most sense, at least to me. So All right. And so with that, we'll say that we're done here with this sketch here. I will actually go back and share with you guys. Let me see if I have it. The first initial sketch for Tiberius. He wears like some sort of like straw hat because he's out here on the island. He looks like he's almost like a castaway in some aspects. This is the initial sketch for him, so I'm not sure if he will develop from here. He might look a little bit less crazy. He might look more crazy. I'm not quite sure just yet. Like I said, I'm planning on working on him a little bit more over the weekend, and we'll see like how things go. But as you guys hopefully should know, here is Dr. Mutant himself. He's on Twitter. We have an actual colored version of him in Illustrator that I've showed on different live streams. But here he is in the original illustration. And I'll actually dive in here. Let me hide a couple of things here. And you guys can get an idea of how his look progressed over time. So these are the original sketches here for Dr. Mutant. Let's see, I'm having to move all these over, so I do apologize. But you can kind of get an idea of how he looked, I was thinking he would look, and everything like that. It's actually funny because I was watching a Bill Murray movie while I was sketching all of these out. And so some aspects of Bill Murray actually got injected into the character that is Dr. Mutant. So here, and then here is some other different renditions of him as well. So you can kind of see where things progress. I believe the three down here, the three men with the beard, the goatee, and just the mustache. These were some of the original sketches for Dr. Mutant. And then he progressed to having more of a 5 o'clock shadow than an actual beard. And then he had this like nice cool tuft of hair up top with a little bit of balding towards the edge, and then having more hair along the sides and back, and then having a little bit of hair in the bottom of his head. So almost like he has a mullet, but not a mullet, if that makes sense. But yeah, so this is how Dr. Mutant actually came about, and yeah, hopefully you guys liked that. Hopefully you liked seeing that, and seeing some of the cool little bits with that as well. All right, so let's actually jump over to Adobe Illustrator. Actually, I'm gonna first go to my full screen view. So as you guys have probably noticed, if you guys have tuned into these live streams, is that every single stream I try to create some sort of new combination of the different elements for the NFTs. There are a lot of them. What you guys have seen so far is just a spit in the bucket, so to speak, of all of the different things all the different like elements with hair, eyes, mouths, ears or sideburns, and even clothing as well. So there's a lot of things that you guys have seen, but there's a lot of things you guys haven't seen. And it's also going to be amazing when you start to see all of these things together, when they're used in different orders and on different colored mutants and everything like that. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and share a new mutant. This is a new one, and this is a fun and favorite one of mine. In fact, the hair is one of the first vectorized hairstyles that I put together for the mutants, and I'm really excited to share it. No, unfortunately, it is not a chef's hat grav water. That is coming. I have added it to the list. We will have a chef's hat, don't you worry. But here he is. Here is our new mutant. And hopefully you guys like him. Tiber looks like a crazy old watcher man. Yeah, he pretty much is. And he pretty much is a hermit on the island. He stays in the shadows and everything like that. All right, so here he is. Here is the new mutant. You'll notice, and I'm going to start, sharing specific characteristics of these guys so you guys can see. He's got the spikes for hair, almost like horns, so to speak. He's got these big fly bug eyes. He's got this like ghoulish mouth with these fangs coming down, but then he also has this big fan out like cheek with stripes on it, and it looks really cool. I just like when I first put this together. This was the first uh, face composition that I put together once I started bringing things into Figma the other day, and I knew that I wanted to share this guy with you all, but I wanted to wait until we did the actual live stream to do so. But this is the latest creation of the Mutant Islands. And someone actually asked me the other day in a DM, are you going through and individually making every single one of these creatures for live streams, for sharing on social media? I am creating them, I am putting them together, but in the end, we're going to be using Candy Machine and all of the different aspects to create all of these mutants. If we went through and did all of the possible combinations for all of these, we would actually have 18 billion potential mutants in total, and that's without even creating new backgrounds for these characters, which is one of the things we're going to start doing probably next week. So a lot of cool stuff happening. Let's see, Andrew, with the Olympics around the corner, it would be cool to see them in certain countries' jumpsuits. I actually think that might be a cool thing to possibly do. I did have a couple of t-shirts. One was a Canadian t-shirt. Don't ask me why. I don't know why I created the Canadian Maple Leaf t-shirt. And then we did have a star for the US. I don't know if we will do that. We might, maybe even for some like one-on-ones, illustrated mutants. I think that would be pretty cool with that. So we'll see where that goes. Let's see, Andy, love it. Thank you so much. Santiago, he looks amazing. Gives me an Ant-Man vibe. Yeah, with him, with these specific eyes, going for like either an ant or a fly. And so whenever I see the configurations with these specific eyes, I'm always like, it brings me back either to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where they see that giant ant, or it makes me think of The Fly, the movie The Fly with, oh God, what's his name? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Plays in Jurassic Park. I can't believe I completely forgot his name. But the eyes kind of remind me of both of those movies. Let's see. The detail is incredible. I would hang that in my house. I love the eyes. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's something where there's a lot of potential with even what we just have right here. I still have to finish all the clothing, so we are going to have a lot more clothing with these characters. There is probably going to be some more hats, and I may even go in and maybe create some more mouths for them. Eyes and the cheeks / ears, I think those are pretty much done at this point. We have a large number of different variations with that. And then there are some other things that we will potentially add, including items and other little certain aspects for the backgrounds. So there are some more things that are coming with this that still have to be created. I created vector versions of a bunch of items to include with the mutants themselves. So we'll see like how that progresses, if we will continue to include those, and also what objects or symbols or things like that we include as well. So I'm really excited for us to get to that point as well. Let's see. Grav, you getting a chef hat? Yes, I will definitely work on a chef's hat. I'm imagining one of those like big poofy chef's hat like you guys keep mentioning in the chat. Let's see. Hell yeah. I'm really happy that you're happy, Grav. Fly Eyes. Good afternoon, Rocky and chat. Hello, Jimmy. Yes, Jeff Goldblum. Thank you so much. It's like I can see his face. I will say this. I am horrible with names. I can never remember names very well. Ever since I was a little kid, I'd go out in the playground. I'd, meet some kids. I'd come back home. My mom was like, oh, did you make new friends? I'm like, yeah, I did. This person had great toys. They were really cool. What's their names? I don't know. Always been bad with names. And so, yeah, thank you so much, Willie, for sharing that. Yes, Jeff Goldblum is who I was referring to with the fly eyes. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. And also, just for those of you who might not have been on the stream before, let's zoom out so you guys can kind of see some of the mutants that we've created so far, some of the variations and things along those lines. And one thing to remember is that with every single variation, for the most part, for most of them, there is a different color combo for each one. So, for instance, when you see the horns here and you see these little bits right here or the hair up top, I had to go through and create one for every single skin tone. Yes, there are 6 different skin tones with Mutant Island. In fact, let me show the original color exploration for that, going all the way up here. So these were some of the first like color combinations. We have red, we have blue, we have green, yellow, purple, and then we have dark. And so these are the 6 different color combinations with Mutant Island. We didn't want to go beyond 6. 6 seemed like a perfect number for everything. Also, Jimmy, yeah, I know that you've been on a lot of my live streams before. I would definitely go back and rewatch because we talk a lot about Mutant Island. I actually share a sketch and share some of the features of the island, and you will definitely not want to miss out on that. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna open up the questions, with the chat. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask them away in the comments or in the chat. And I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability, whether it's about the project, the storyline, whether it's NFTs in general, art, process, things of that nature. Please feel free to ask away. Let's see. Andrew, love the dark ones, especially the way that the red illuminates. Yeah, so the dark mutants, they all have red eyes. That's actually something that you guys haven't seen. I haven't done any additional dark mutants. I think that might be the next one that I do is a dark mutant. All of the dark mutants have dark eyes, or excuse me, red eyes. All of them have dark apparel or hats or hair, ears. All of it is pretty much dark. The only time that you'll ever see a color with them is usually the eyes. And then I think a couple of little additional elements. There might be some red in there, but there is no other color associated with them. Let's see. Jimmy Rock, awesome. I'll definitely do that. Perfect. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this, guys. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in to another live stream. We'll probably have another 15-20 minutes of the stream, unless there's no questions, unless I run out of things to talk about, which is very, very common with this. I will say this: I am really excited for the Dronies launch next week. I tuned into their live stream, and I was blown away by all the great things that the community has created, especially the music. When I tuned in before the actual stream started and I heard the Dronies song, I was like, oh my god, there's Dronies songs? This is so amazing. I'm looking forward for the same thing to happen with Mutant Island. I hope you guys are too. I think that there's so much that can happen with this, and right now everybody here is early on in everything with the project and being involved in the community, in the live streams, and everything like that. So I'm really excited about that and excited to start doing maybe even some contests in the coming week. So we might do a contest either next week or the week after that. Let's see, Andrew, project is so visually appealing. I can't wait to see how this continues to develop. Thank you so much. I am too. Like I said, I want this to be very imaginative. I want it to be very colorful and very inspiring too. Not just in inspiring as in the NFT space, but inspiring as in the artwork with it as well. Willie, sorry if it has been answered in a previous live stream, but are there different factions, groups on the island that interact with each other that your mutant will play a part in? So there are, right now, I haven't shared much about this, but there are a total of 4 factions within the Mutants, and they kind of go back to the original for mutants. And one of those involves all of them are kind of mixed. They're not associated with the color of the mutants or certain features of them, except for one, and that is the dark mutants. And those actually have a specific storyline behind them. It gets really deep, and it does get a little bit tragic in that. And I will share with you. I believe I shared this on one of the Twitter Spaces that we did recently. That the dark mutants are in fact or antagonists, or kind of like a sub antagonist to the storyline. So they are actually kind of bad slash evil. So just to share with you guys a little sneak peek behind that. Chupacabra, are Tiber and Dr. Mutant available as one-on-ones? Any future utility on getting parts of the island as a den for our mutants? There is some ideas for that. I don't know if we will do an NFT with Dr. Mutant. If we end up doing one, we'll probably end up doing a few of them with him being in like different clothings, different environments, and things like that. We might even also do some with Tiberius and our antagonist as well. So it has been something that we've talked about doing, or at least I've thought about doing, and hopefully, sorry about that. My dogs are like hearing someone outside, and they're barking a little bit. It is stuff that I have thought about, but we haven't done too many plans with it. Now, with the idea of the sorry, my dogs are throwing me off. With the idea of a den for the mutants or some sort of environment or something like that, I feel like that would be like the next phase of the project, where we have the launch of the mutants, then we have a launch of environments and other things like that. We'll still have like backgrounds and stuff with the actual mutants themselves, but to actually have places where you can place them and things like that, that is something that has been thought of, not fully thought through yet. Hopefully that answers your question, Chupacabra. Let's see, Willie, would be a cool idea to do some sort of primordial mutant costumes in the collection that are like the OG mutants that Dr. Mutant made. I think that would be a pretty cool idea. And I think that there's some other fun aspects that could come about with the project as like expansions and things of that nature. Let's see, Chupacabra, contest and Discord. All my favorite Dronies homies are here. Also, can't wait. We will have the Discord hopefully in the next week or so. I'm going to be talking to Peter about that hopefully this weekend, if not sometime next week. And I hopefully will have a better timeline for the actual Discord for all of you guys, so that you can get an idea for that. Let's see, Iskander, hey Willie, are you still here? Let's see, do mutants have pets? I'm loving that you guys are actually kind of calling out some of the ideas that I've been having. There are some ideas floating around of having mutant pets. I don't know if this will happen. I don't know if it's something that everybody would be interested in. But there have been some ideas of creating mutant pets as an additional spin-off for this. Pets, different customizable outfits and things like that. Environments, different machines, and everything. Those are like a lot of ideas of like how we can expand outward, and do fun little things like where if you have 3 mutants, then you'll get a vehicle or something like that. Still haven't figured it all out completely, but it is on the list of things that we are going to be discussing and looking into. Thanks for bringing those up. Let's see. I know, right? There's a lot of Dronies people in the chat. I really appreciate it, guys. Pets as an airdrop to holders. Yes, that's what we're looking at doing as airdrops, especially with like pets. and vehicles and things of that nature. I think those would be really fun to do. And I think that it would just increase the amount of fun that we can have with this project. Being a day one mutants community is an advantage. I would say it definitely is. I feel like number one, getting on the island cruise list, which is our whitelist. I think it's very important to get on that, especially so you can make sure that you get a mutant or two before everybody else does, as well as it helps you get involved with just like the whole thought process in this. As you know, I was sharing earlier, there's a lot of imagination with this. There's a lot of aspects, that a lot of other projects might not have, where we have like a storyline that's really building up, and it's something that I hopefully will be sharing more of in the near future, in like a white paper at least, so you guys can get an idea of what we're trying to do here with this. But there's also a lot of cool things in that you guys will help shape, where we go, or where your mutants go as well. I'd love for there to be somehow a connection to um, uh, make your own adventure type of situation. That's something else that I've been putting a lot of thought into, is how do we have all of you involved in your own type of adventure with your mutants. Gonna head out to get lunch with my girlfriend. Love the project and your vision. We'll check out the past lives and am here for the future. Thank you so much, Willie. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate all of you guys for tuning in for this stream, for asking questions and everything like that. I really appreciate it. For those of you who have not joined the island cruise list, our white list, we're going to have a special phrase, because we're probably going to call it end the stream real soon. So I thought that that it would be good to go ahead and share with you guys the phrase for today for the island cruise list, and that is Bigfoot. That's right. The term, just send this to me in Twitter at Mutant Island. The keyword is Bigfoot. One word, two words, it doesn't matter. Send me that, and I'll make sure to add you guys to the island cruise list. Let's see. Great choice in font style for Mutant Island. Yes, so the one thing with all of the branding is that it's all hand drawn. There's no fonts. There's nothing typed out with this. Everything is hand drawn. Even the scenes at the beginning of the live stream and the end of the live stream, all of that is handwritten by me. So there's a lot of customizable pieces to this. I don't want anything to feel very straight lines or very hard illustrated, if that makes any sense. Iskander, we here. I already text you on Twitter. Keep the hard work up. I really like the project. Still don't know much about it, but seems interesting. Hope we grow it together. Thank you so much for that. Again, everybody, the secret phrase is Bigfoot. Send me a DM, or send me a DM on Twitter at Mutant Island, and you'll get added to the island cruise list if you guys aren't already on there. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this, guys. I think that this is a perfect time slot for the live streams. Everybody voted on Twitter to have it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, moving forward at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And I think this is a perfect time for it. I think a lot of you were able to attend the stream, and we were able to really talk about a lot of stuff. So I'm happy about it. If you guys have any suggestions in the near future for what you'd like to see during the stream, or topics you'd like to see discussed during the stream, please also send me a DM on Twitter and let me know what you guys think. Always interested to hear feedback from you all. If you guys are not, please definitely hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and hit the like button if you guys liked this live stream. I definitely plan on doing a lot more of these, and I miss doing it. It was a lot of fun. Let's see, Andrew, I would love to know how you created that. I am new to the creation side of this digital artwork, but super impressive. Everything was done in Adobe Fresco, from the mutants themselves to the branding, and everything was done completely in Adobe Fresco, just hand drawing in a vector format. If you remind me, we'll definitely talk a little bit more about that, and I'll show you guys some of the original sketches and ideas for Mutant Island branding as well. So you guys can kind of get an idea of how we went about creating that. Doesn't have to be now since time constraint. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it next week. Just please definitely remind me about it. Zach, love the artwork so far. Thank you so much, Zach. I really appreciate it. Um, Iskander, Zach, you need one more tattoo, bro. He's already said for me to send him the vector file, so this will be definitely interesting. All right, awesome. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to another great stream. I really appreciate it, everyone. Like, I feel like these are a lot of fun. I'm able to share a lot with you all. Those people who aren't able to make it to the streams, whether they're working or in different time zones and things like that. Hopefully, you all have a blast watching the actual replay of the stream, and I look forward to sharing more with you all. I will be on Twitter. I will be there if you guys have any questions. And I will probably try to do, I'm not sure if I will, but I'll try to do maybe a Twitter Spaces on my personal Twitter later today at Rocky Rourke. Definitely go follow me if you haven't. And yeah, I'm excited for it, guys. Hope you all have a great rest of your day and an amazing weekend to come. Stay safe out there, and always remember to stay passionate, stay positive, and stay creative. That's it for me, everybody. Thank you so much. I will be in the chat for the next minute or so. And also, Bigfoot, Bigfoot, Bigfoot. That's today's phrase, and I will probably stop that at 1:15, or excuse me, 2:15 Eastern time. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.